Are you kidding me, guys? A Cybertruck explodes right outside of Trump Tower in Las Vegas. And now they're saying that this might be linked to the New Orleans attack, right? So, like, what kind of madness is this where people are renting vehicles on Turo to turn them into bombs? Even Elon Musk is calling out the connection. But the media is suspiciously quiet about this, guys. And thank goodness for Melania Trump, who's not staying silent. Melania Trump is actually calling for the brutality to stop and standing up for what it feels like, nobody else will. Melania Trump's words definitely echo loud and clear, guys, that this is completely unacceptable and something has to change. Now, as this investigation digs into the Matthew Livelsberger, that's the guy on social media, we got to ask, how much longer can this chaos continue? Now, Melania Trump is right, guys. The brutality must stop. Definitely hit the like button. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Let's jump in here on the latest breaking news.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeremy Schwartz. I'm currently the acting special agent in charge for the FBI here in Las Vegas. The FBI is currently conducting an investigation on a vehicle explosion, as the sheriff had just shown you a little bit ago. We believe this is an isolated incident. We do not believe that there's a bunch of folks out there supporting this or helping this, and we don't believe that there's any other danger to the community right now.
All right, well, that sounds pretty good, but I got to ask you guys, that is the FBI. Do you guys believe what the FBI is telling us?
County Fire with 26 personnel.
Does that lady look like Nancy Pelosi to you?
4 units and 17 personnel from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue.
Police Department. I'm here to give you really a brief update on what occurred on Las Vegas Boulevard this morning. As you know, we just had our New Year's Eve event where we successfully protected the city, where over 400,000 people were here last night. And that changed this morning at about 8:40 when a 2024 Tesla Cybertruck pulled into the area valet of the Trump International Hotel. Very quickly thereafter that, the driver, who was the sole occupant of the truck, we saw what looked like maybe some sort of smoke, and then the truck exploded. Smoke was coming from inside of the truck after we noticed the flash and the explosion, and I'm going to show you that first video. That's the Cybertruck parked right in front of the doors. Wow. That whole place got decimated. If anyone was standing there, I don't think that they would have survived. Look at that. Now, guys, we were just in Las Vegas. We were, me and my family, we were just in Las Vegas the other day, guys. And this is wild. Now, we didn't stay in the Trump Tower. We normally stay at the Palazzo, but we ended up staying at the, there's a new Hilton resort over there. Things like Resort World or something like that. Anyway, the Trump Tower is very close. And to see this happen here, and we all know what the motive was here, right? There's no way in the world. You got Elon Musk, you got Vivek Ramaswamy, you got Donald Trump. Elon Musk, for those of you guys who don't know, Elon Musk has teamed up with Vivek Ramaswamy, and they're running the whole Doge operation, the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. These are the two individuals, both billionaire entrepreneurs, who were assigned by Donald Trump to carry out essentially saving American taxpayers a tremendous amount of money over the next 4 years. There's no surprise, or there's a clear, obvious link here. Trump's Tower, Elon Musk runs Tesla, and they just decide to use a rented Turo to blow it up right in front of Trump Tower. There's a clear message here. Everyone knows Elon Musk owns Tesla, and the Cybertruck is like one of their more popular models lately. So, come on, guys. This is ridiculous. By the way, for those of you guys just now joining in live, thanks so much for hitting the like button. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button. Let's jump back in here. So the individual that was in that truck is obviously deceased, still in the truck as we speak here today. Our fire department folks, Engine 12, a number of others, you'll hear from one of the fire chiefs here in just a moment, arrived very quickly along with my officers. And obviously we knew that we had a much larger event than just a vehicle fire. And so there's going to be a drone video that plays to my left again. You'll see as the fire initially, they covered it with the tarp to try to get it to go out. Once the fire went out through the suppression efforts of the fire department,
you'll see some of the evidence in the back of the vehicle.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't know how many of you guys know firefighters or have encountered firefighters. Firefighters are some of the most heroic people I've ever met. And the difficulty that that has been reported repeatedly when it comes to electric vehicles, it's very hard to put an EV fire out. A lot of times, oftentimes, I don't know if it's the lithium ion batteries that creates this problem, where it makes fire suppression very, very difficult, but it's really hard to put out an EV fire. In fact, I don't know if you guys happen to live in a neighborhood, like maybe an apartment complex or maybe where you work. There's a lot of places that won't even let you park your EV or electric vehicle there because they realize the risks that come with, in the event that there's a fire with the EV vehicle. It's hard to suppress them.
So those are gasoline canisters. They are camp fuel canisters and large firework mortars.
So this guy rented this Tesla Cybertruck from Turo. I mean, I'm not even worried about the guy who owns the Cybertruck on Turo, but I mean, the thing that concerns me is you used to be able to go through the airport with fairly, with ease. But ever since obviously 9/11, they've implemented TSA and they've made it quite a bit of a hassle just to get through the airport. It's ridiculous. You got to show up at the airport like 2-3 hours early before your flight. So I'm just wondering, like, what's the next level of escalation to try to prepare us all and keep us all safe going forward? Is it going to now require background checks to rent a car on Turo? I mean, are they going to have like security at the street scanning for bombs and stuff like that before you can pull into like a hotel parking lot? Like, how do we draw the line here, guys?
What I also would like you to pay attention to on that video, as you see that, it looks like the exterior of that truck is completely intact as it sits there. The fact that this was a Cybertruck really limited the damage that occurred inside of the valet because it had most of the blast go up through the truck and out. In fact, if you look on that video, you'll see that the front glass doors at the Trump hotel were not even broken by that blast, which they were parked directly in front of. You can see that in the video there.
Oh, wow. That's amazing, guys. That is amazing observation that the officer has just pointed out. So let's just go back just a little bit. So the fact that, look at the back of the rear of the bed of the truck is still intact up against the rear passenger seats. The walls of the bed of the truck are intact. You know, in my opinion, it definitely looks like this attack on Trump Tower was a complete and utter failure, because all this is going to do is this is going to be positive PR for Elon Musk and the Cybertruck. I mean, they couldn't even thoroughly blow it up. It is still intact. This screams volumes for the construction and ingenuity that went into the build of this Cybertruck. I mean, this could, with a creative mind, be a creative ad for Tesla and their Cybertruck going forward.
Hotel were not even broken by that blast, which they were parked directly in front of. You can see that in the video there.
Shout out to the firefighters here. First responders.
I'm very well aware that there's a name already been reported out into the media. I am not going to confirm any names to you as I sit here today because I cannot do that with 100% certainty of who the individual is. What I can tell you is we do know the truck was rented in Colorado. We were able to trace that truck through the Tesla charging stations, and it arrived here in Las Vegas this morning at about 7:30 and went up and down Las Vegas Boulevard before immediately pulling into the Trump Towers. Unfortunately, there were 7 people that reported injuries during this incident. All of them still remain as minor injuries and were treated at UMC. I would like to thank the resorts world because, as you know, we had to close down the Trump and evacuate it, as well as.
Holy cow. That's exactly where I just told you guys where we stayed recently. We were just over at Resort World, which is that new Hilton hotel, really huge resort right across from Trump Tower.
All of them still remain as minor injuries and were treated at UMC. I would like to thank the resorts world because, as you know, we had to close down the Trump and evacuate it, as well as the Fashion Show Mall. And the resorts world was very gracious in taking those hundreds of individuals in over there, housing them and feeding them prior to us being able to completely clear the hotel. The hotel and fashion show are back open for business. The Trump will remain closed as we continue this lengthy investigation as we move forward.
Wow. Are they trying to hit Trump in the pockets? I mean, obviously, there's going to be a massive revenue hit. I know, guys. I know Donald Trump is a billionaire. We know. I get it. I'm just saying, like, there's clearly a message here that they're trying to deliver. But what was their ultimate intention? Like, were they trying to threaten Elon Musk? Were they trying to threaten Trump? Were they trying to impact the Tesla Cybertruck sales? Because we've heard of some of these electric vehicles catching fire. Were they trying to make it seem like this was, yet another, electric vehicle catching fire? Were they trying to impact Donald Trump's bottom line? Letitia James and Judge Arthur Engeron with the $454 million lawsuit that took place in New York not long ago during the springtime. That was a clear attempt at Donald Trump's finances. When you shut down one of Donald Trump's flagship hotels on Las Vegas Boulevard, Trump International Hotel, this is another attack at Trump's pocket. I hadn't heard any reports that Donald Trump or Melania Trump was staying in this hotel on this day. So thankfully that neither of them were affected by this. And it sounds like, according to the sheriff here, no one was actually injured here except for the driver. But, there's a lot more to this story here. I promise you that.
I'm going to yield now to Chief Billy Samuels, but I'd like you to also recognize all of our exceptional elected officials that have come to support the police and the fire department and this community in remaining safe. There is no further threat to the community as I sit here today. And I just want to make sure that our community understands we believe this to be an isolated incident, and it is now over as far as the danger. So, Billy?
So, guys, the New Year's Day events involving the whole Tesla Cybertruck explosion right outside of Trump Tower in Las Vegas and a Ford Lightning truck attack in New Orleans, which I think it was on Bourbon Street in the Noya, are making headlines, guys, with possible ties to a possible linked agenda. So basically, on January 1st, 2025, a Cybertruck exploded outside of Trump Tower. This is located right outside of Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. Now, initially, it was thought to be a vehicle malfunction. And now, since then, obviously, Tesla CEO Elon Musk, he clarified that the explosion was caused by large fireworks and or a bomb that was placed in the truck bed. This is a clear contrast to the initial assumptions. So this is not a defect. This is not a defect of the truck itself or the Cybertruck itself. So basically, the FBI is now investigating the explosion as a potential terrorist attack, and Las Vegas police have released video evidence showing explosive ordinances in the Cybertruck being previously having been used in the truck bed. But despite the explosion's intensity, police actually credited the Cybertruck's design and ingenuity for containing most of the blast, preventing damage to Trump's tower. So, yeah. So this is rather interesting. Now, get this, guys. On the same day, another alarming event occurred in New Orleans. There was a driver of a Ford Lightning truck plowed into a crowd, and media outlets are referring to this as a truck attack. And so authorities are looking into this investigation, potential links between the incident and the Las Vegas Cybertruck explosion. So it's wild. But get this, guys. You got former ICE leader. He's expressed some grave concerns over these incidents, saying that Joe Biden's border policies may be enabling an increase in these threats, saying something bad is going to happen. He warned, attributing rising violence to what he sees as Biden's failure to secure the border. First Lady Melania Trump, she spoke out about the violence, calling it deeply disturbing and concerning, and urging for an end to the brutality. Postings on X, formerly Twitter, she shared her thoughts, saying the incidents of violence have impacted our communities and they're deeply concerning. Melania Trump went on to say that the brutality has to stop. My heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with the families who are experiencing such a profound grief and loss. So yeah, the law enforcement officials are actively exploring whether or not the New Orleans truck attack and the Las Vegas Cybertruck explosion are connected. There's no clear definitive link yet to be confirmed, but the timing and the nature of these events definitely suggest a coordinated effort. And the other thing is that, they're both trucks. I mean, something's going on here, guys.
Thank you, Sheriff. I'm going to reiterate some of the stuff that the Sheriff has spoken upon. Engine 12 did arrive within 4 minutes of dispatch, did extinguish the fire with assistance from the sprinkler systems, and along with that electric vehicle blanket that we use on those operations. We did encounter 7 victims, all stable. 2 of them were transported to UMC, who have since been released. They were transported by community ambulance. A total of 13 units from Clark County Fire with 26 personnel.
Does that lady look like Nancy Pelosi
and
to you?
4 units and 17 personnel from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue assisted with this operation. We always do appreciate the support that we get from our hotel partners, as the Sheriff was mentioning with Resorts World. RTC did lend us 10 buses so we can refuge the people that were evacuated from the Trump Tower. Community ambulance for their transportation for us, Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, and Nevada Division of Emergency Management. And we do appreciate their support, so we can't do that without them. And like the Sheriff said, last night was a huge success, but we are prepared for whatever comes our way. So thank you for that. And I will turn this over to Special Agent in Charge, Jeremy Schwartz.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeremy Schwartz. I'm currently the acting special agent in charge for the FBI here in Las Vegas. The FBI is currently conducting an investigation on a vehicle explosion, as the sheriff had just shown you a little bit ago. That's being conducted through our JTTF, which is a Joint Terrorism Task Force. I want to make sure everybody understands that the task force is comprised of law enforcement officials from the entire valley here. We're not doing anything alone, and we wouldn't do anything alone without our partners making sure that we're all in lockstep. We've learned from mistakes in the past, and we're not going to do that again. We have a great relationship with our law enforcement partners, and we're going to continue to do so. As of right now, our number one goal is to ensure that we have the proper identification of the subject involved in this incident. Following that, our second objective is to determine whether this was an act of terrorism or not. I know everybody's interested in that word and trying to see if we can say, hey, this is a terrorist attack. That is our goal, and that's what we're trying to do. We have a ton of resources dedicated to this right now, and again, we're doing it with our partners. We're doing it together, jointly, and we'll continue to do so until we figure out exactly what's going on. I think most importantly, as the sheriff already mentioned, we believe this is an isolated incident. We do not believe that there's a bunch of folks out there supporting this or helping this, and we don't believe that there's any other danger to the community right now. But again, over the next few hours and days, we will continue to do our best to research that as much as we can and get to the bottom of this, and we won't stop until we're 100% certain as to what happened and why. Thank you.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty good, but I got to ask you guys, I mean, that is the FBI. Do you guys believe what the FBI is telling us? Can we trust what the FBI is telling us? I certainly hope that we can. They're saying that they've learned from their previous mistakes and they're not going to be making those mistakes again. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe.